Okay, hello everyone to all my subscribers and newcomers to the Maniacal S10 channel. Thanks once again for clicking on and watching. Now today, I'm using a tunnel ram for a prop holder. Okay, it works for a little while anyway. Okay, this is an external oil cooler for the 09 to 011 Chevy 1.6 or GM 1.6, 1.8 liter motors. And there's the information that I've gathered, if you can read my writing. Sonic, Aveo, Cobalt, Holden Cruise, Bahrain. And the numbers below are the engine, I believe, for the Holden Cruise. And like I said, 09 to 11. Cooler to oil filter housing, 79 inch-pounds. Cooler housing, 25 foot-pounds to the block. I hope to keep this focused and lit up all that I can, so thanks for your patience and sticking with me. Okay, last year, a year from this winter, I had a headache and a half with my car. It was actually leaking oil into the antifreeze. I almost lost my motor because of this. No one, I believe, realizes or knows about this external oil cooler and the problems it can create. It can create a huge headache. Go on to YouTube and type in Holden Cruise oil cooler leak, and it will show you a nightmare. But Dave was able to pull that motor through, flush the engine, and fix the problem, and the motor survived. If they could do it with theirs, I know I could pull it off with mine. Mine was nowhere near that bad. But I had the, as we called it back in the old days, or good old days, a milkshake. Yeah, my antifreeze was a mess. I had to flush mine out 4 times to get it cleaned out good. This is a view of the inside of the oil filter casing. And this is where the headache was. The cooler itself. You can go on eBay, type in external oil cooler seal kit, and you can get the kits for these. I did mine twice and still could not get it to work. I'll explain to this in a little more detail, more into the video. But these seals come from all over the world. There's 3 pipes to this. This pipe right here goes into the bottom of the thermostat housing. And if I can do this, this will give you a somewhat of visual how this works. I don't have the actual housing, but I have part of the thermostat which I was experimenting with, and that didn't go so good. But the thermostat housing fits right over like this, and the main part of the thermostat housing, which goes in the back side of this where this bolts on, and the thermostat housing, or thermostat housing, because the thermostat is made into the housing where the upper radiator hose hooks onto it at. It also supplies heat to the cabin of the vehicle with 2 nipples on the housing itself. So it's a good sized piece of plastic, 2 nipples, for the pipe fitting and for the thermostat, which comes up here above. Now, right here, excuse the tunnel ram part in the back, it's holding up my oil filter housing part. There's a pipe that comes out of here. It goes to the back part of where the water pump is at. It does not hook to the water pump. Hooks to the back of the plate that the water pump bolts onto. And another pipe fits right here, which is S-shaped. It fits to the back side of the water pump plate. This one hooks to the front side of the back of the water pump plate. But these 2 pipes have to be fitted to the backing of the water pump, or the plate, when you put this on. Now with the actual cooler itself, I'm just fitting this on there. me just a second or so, it's tedious. Okay. Now, these bolts, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, goes on at 79 inch-pounds. Okay, here's where the problem started at, how it happened. It was not this seal nor this one. It's what I call the serpentine seal. That fits into, I can follow the correct groove here, this groove, little part here, opening around through here. I'm trying to get the light to where you see this better. As you follow my scribe, this way, and then follows it, there's better light, you can see it. As long as you follow this groove, now this has nothing to do with this center empty area right here, should always be clean. Should not be anything in here. But this serpentine seal, as I call it, follows this groove or channel all the way around through here. The reason why I call it a serpentine seal, because of what it looks like to me. It had started leaking in this area right here. Okay, this top part here, this opening, okay, the antifreeze comes from the water pump through here, out, and it actually goes through stay there. The two top holes or openings are for the antifreeze, the two lower ones are for the oil. It actually goes through. This is like a radiator on the inside. If I can get this to focus, you see somewhat of the core. There's a better picture. What you can make of and see of core is like a radiator. That's the reason they call it the cooler. Okay. Now, this lower part here, let me make sure I've got this correct here. Yeah. Lower part, I'll turn this back around, just want to make sure the fitting, the area was correct. It was leaking outside and inside. Like there was oil pan, dipstick, and just driving down the road, not knowing this, it was smearing everywhere. Just spraying, like overspray in a paint booth for a car or truck. The seal had gone flat in this area right here. Now my car has 134,000 plus. Now it was at 130,000 at the time, approximately. When I spotted this, I'd look under my car and see what I could figure out what was going on. I had no clue or idea this cooler existed. Well, luckily for me, the antifreeze got the oil in it. The oil started leaking into the antifreeze. If it had went the other way and the antifreeze leaking into oil, I'd have got 2 miles down the road and there went the motor. It would have grenaded itself. Bye-bye motor. Yeah, expensive replace or another car. One of the two. There's no rebuilding when it locks up that bad. It just destroyed. So, it's not normal for these coolers to go bad, but apparently I'm one of umpteen thousands of these motors made that the oil cooler itself went bad. Normally just the seal goes bad, normally just in this area, as in most of them go out right in here where you see the leak on the outside and then it starts mixing with the oil. When it's dark, dirty in here, you know you're leaking, but you can't see it till you take it off and take it apart. Like I said, you can get the seal kits for it, rebuild it, check your cooler. I went through this ordeal twice, and I still could not get the leak stopped. And the third time, I went and bought a new one. I wasn't risking it anymore. I was starting to doubt myself, like, okay, this is a new setup. Let's see if I could do it. YouTube people there doing their vehicles this way, can rebuild them, works like a brand new one. Mine wasn't doing that. So I took it off, took it apart, took the cooler off, flushed it, scrubbed it, washed it, flushed it, and noticed that it was seeping from the oil to the antifreeze internally through. Luckily I saw the light catches just right. From the oil, it was seeping in here where I can't show you or see myself, through here into the antifreeze. If it was going the other way, well, that's just total 100% disaster. So on eBay, you can buy the cooler itself, you can buy the whole set up, or oil cooler period. And you got to take off the exhaust manifold, the fan. Chances are you're going to have to replace all the hoses. I did, because once oil gets in there for so long, oil with the rubber don't mix. It just don't. So I was able to salvage my motor, and it is surviving. A year this winter, 134,000 miles, almost 135,000 miles on this car. Amazing for a 4-cylinder, like back in the day for the Vegas and a 4-cylinder. But aluminum block, iron cylinders, and aluminum head, keep it cool, drive it correctly, drive it the way you should, and it will pretty much survive. I've been trained and learned all this many years ago, and it's taught me, and I've worked on my cars, my vehicles, and they're all surviving and running really good. So on that note, that's all for now. Any questions, please comment, please subscribe, please like, give me thumbs up. I try to help out all that I can and what I can help with. Help me, I help you. You help me, I help you, you help me. It all works out good. So on that note, that's all for now. Oh, I did go to the auto store. See, AutoZone can get them, O'Reilly's can get them. I think Napa can get these. Not the cooler, but the whole assembly. They are expensive. eBay, on the average of 100 and... no, take that back, sorry. I think 75 for the whole assembly, 50 something for the cooler, but you get the seal kit to put it onto the block. But be careful putting it back on the block. Don't over tighten. Inch pounds, foot pounds. Now for the 25 foot torque for the assembly bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make your own torque sequence at this, from the middle to the outside, period. And there you go, like I said, 25 foot pounds. 20, 25, not going to hurt any difference. But make your star pattern with this, and you'll be okay. It worked for me. One more thing while I'm thinking of it, I want to show you if I can get this to work without everything falling apart on me. And one more thing before I sign off. Oil enters, cools, exits. Now I can get this back up here. I want to show you this. I hope to. And if I can get this to focus and get this to work for me. Oil's coming into the filter, which is a cartridge cap filter, which is right here. That's all that it is. And exits at this hole. This bottom hole goes for oil pressure, and the pressure part of it is, if you can see it, my finger's out of the way. Right there. That's your oil pressure. You got a sending unit to tell you the pressure, but this creates the pressure with this and with the clearance of the bearings. That's how that operates. So there you have it. I believe that is all for now. And this is how this goes back together if it don't all fall down on me. And just screw it down on there. just good and hand tight, and it should seal. Start the motor up and check it for oil leaks. So best of luck. Be safe. Always be safe. Extra precaution. That's how I done it with mine, and hope you don't go through what I went through with mine. It took me 3 times to do this because I didn't know what was going on, did my research, and I experimented a little bit. It all worked out really great. So once again, have a great one. Be safe. Have a great happy holidays and a Merry Christmas to everyone. For this is the time of year that I'm doing this. And like, subscribe, thumbs up, and comment. And if you need any help, leave me a comment and the information I need, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot once again for my subscribers, my followers, and have a great one. Thanks a lot. My Michael S10 says bye.